Hey guys, hope everybody's having an awesome night. Um, Back day today, and it was a killer. It was a really good back day. I found that it was a little quicker than the last back day, but it was a really good burn. Some of those sets, if you really take the time and focus, squeeze, contract, I got some good stimulus in the muscle fibers. I limped out of there, not in a bad way, but in a oh my god, my workout is an insane way. So I hope you guys got the same effect. I hope you guys are still enjoying the workouts. Sorry I haven't been present in the group for the last little bit. My mother is visiting from Ontario, and I see her. I might get to see my mom maybe 2 or 3 times a year. So we've been trying to balance getting all the check-ins back, plus trying to run a business. We're getting more clients. Things are picking up. So it's just been a really insane time. And check-in days for us are still crazy. I've still got a few emails to get back to. So we've been working pretty hard. Anyway, I digress. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about fleeting motivation, right? And this is like more of, I'm not going to start pulling out things on insulin resistance or anything like that. It's just more of a video um, for a little bit of self reflection and a little bit of self examination, which is going to help you along in this challenge, right? I know right now in Canada it's snowing. In Edmonton, I think it's been a little warmer, but I know the weather in a lot of parts of the world tends to be a little bit worse. Here in Guanacaste, we actually get the reverse. It's really weird. I find myself missing the rain, which is weird because it doesn't rain here for months at a time. It's usually plus 35. The jungle dries out, and it's like living on a different planet. I actually prefer the rainy season because we get these massive lightning shows over top of the bay right outside of our house. I'll show you guys kind of the view that we have going on in another video. Our place isn't big, but it's got a beautiful view and it's home. It's home for now. So anyway, I digress. In a lot of places in the world, it's winter time and it's you're covered up with a lot of clothes and you're cold and you're dealing with sickness and you're dealing with injuries and you're dealing with crappy weather and snow and people aren't getting as much vitamin D and they're pissed off and a lot of places the attitude can reflect on you, right? Today I want to talk about motivation. You know what I mean? And at least some of the things that I consider and that get me going to the gym every single day. Because I've been working out since I was probably 15 years old, and that's not to brag. I stopped for a while when I kickboxed for a period of about 4 or 5 years. I wasn't doing a lot of weights because I was fighting at a really low weight and I was trying to stay lean. Although in retrospect, if I had done weights, I probably would have been better because I'm doing weights with jujitsu now, and it's really helping my athleticism. Anyway, I digress. I guess what I'm trying to say is why do we do what we do, and what do you do to find motivation, right? And at least for me, the thing that keeps me going back to the gym every single day, and this is going to be different than you guys, but I think it's important to really sit back here and really consider like, why am I doing this? And it's funny because a lot of guys initially get dragged into the challenge, and usually they see some good results. That's not lying. Anybody who puts in the effort and puts in the time is going to get results because I'm hell bent. I don't want somebody who put in a good effort walking away from this challenge and saying, "No, it sucked. I didn't really, whatever." Like that. That to me is crushing. It's crushing. So I really, if I notice that you're putting in the effort and then you're asking questions, then I'm going to do everything in my power to help you guys along. And that's the kind of thing that sucks people in. So originally they'll, look, oh my God, my wife is making me do this thing. And you start seeing some results. You start feeling better. You start getting more energy and you start having more self-confidence, right? And I always speak about this a lot. When you manage to get yourself um, to a level of physicality where you're not as insecure, and I'm gonna be straight with you guys. You're always gonna be insecure. It's never gonna be good enough. It never is for me. It never will be. But when you get yourself to a point where you start to see some changes and you start to feel proud of yourself, you start to fall in love with back in love with yourself a little bit, and it's a really powerful thing because I always say, and this is kind of controversial, but I always say working out makes you a better person. And it doesn't make you a better person because you're fitter or because you're stronger or because you're alpha. Like nobody gives a shit about that. Well, maybe some people do, but I would consider that pretty close-minded. I think for me that the gift of fitness and being in shape has allowed me to have more faith in myself and I've spoken about this before. And because I have more faith in myself, I don't care so much what anybody else thinks, and that's not in a negative way. I just don't give it as much thought because I'm comfortable with that aspect. I'm comfortable with my physicality and all of my fear-based behavior, um, whether it's jealousy, or whether it's insecurity, or or whatever it might be, tends to dissipate. So because I'm more secure with myself and I care less about what other people think of me. I'm able to be a truer version of myself because I don't have all these false pretenses full of insecurity, kind of popping up and presenting themselves by me acting out fear-based behavior. And it's not that it completely eliminates it. It's just that it's one less thing. I'm going to put this positively. It's one more thing you can be proud about of yourself, and one more thing for you to love about yourself. Like, hey, I'm working out, I'm going through this journey, I'm seeing changes. It makes you feel good. And when you feel good, you act good. You know what I mean? When you feel good, you think good. When you think good, you act good. I notice that I become more patient. I become more caring. I I want to help other people. I think that because that just eliminates that one barrier, it allows it allows me to manifest my personality in ways that I wouldn't otherwise do because I'm not worried about judgment. If that makes any sense to you guys. So what I really try to keep, and the one thing that I really say this challenge is about multiple different things. But one place that I find my motivation is longevity. When I was younger, it was just about pushing heavy weights, and um, and then as I kind of creep into my mid 30s, and I know my 40s will be here before you know it. I mean, I'm 34 now, and I know that in a few years I'm going to be 40, and then a few years after that I'm going to be 50, and a few years after that I'm going to be 60. I'm stuck starting to re-examine my own mortality, and I know that as I get older and I start to examine this thing, that if I'm keeping my body in good shape and I'm fueling it with proper nutrients, that I'm doing a lot to alleviate the possibility of disease, the possibility of even mental disease, physical disease. I'm reducing my exposure and my risk of cancer, of heart disease, of all these things. Right? I just I want to live a good life, and I want to be fit while I do it, and I want to be fit as I get older, and I want to be that that I eventually want to have some kids. It's getting there, but I want to make sure that because I've had kids later on in life, that I'm still going to be able to play baseball with them in the park. I'm still going to be able to spend time with my family, and I'm still going to be a part of their lives. I want to make sure that I'm healthy so that I'm able to support Senya as we get older, so that I am able to continue to be a good life partner, and we can go and explore places, and we can hike. You know what I mean? For me, longevity is where I find my motivation. You know what I mean? And what am I going to be? What am I going to look like when I'm 70? You know? And I think that developing a healthy routine, a lot of the times, and not always because life happens, but developing a healthy routine and developing um, healthy habits is going to lead to more joy in those later years. A lot of people tend to work for the right here, the right now, and I just, the thing that keeps me going, and the thing that should be keeping you guys going, is knowing that you're doing everything in your power to be the best you, and it's not just in career, and not just in not just in capitalism. I mean, just the best you in terms of, you know, we're given one life and one chance on this planet, and the amount of time that we're here is microscopic in relation to everything else. So you really want to just create the best vehicle for that life that you can possibly have, right? And I'm not. Everybody's journey is different, man, and I want to touch on that too. You know what I mean? Some guys are just getting into this. Um, some guys have worked out for a long time, but I guess ultimately you really need to know why you're doing it, right? You really need to focus on why you're doing it. And it's normal to screw up, it's normal to fail, it's normal to have bad days. As long as you get back on that horse and keep going. And as you start to develop these healthy habits and you start to have more confidence in yourself, and you start to have, you start to feel yourself with better nutrients. You start to feel better about, your physicality, hopefully, and I say hopefully that translates over to your mental space as well. And because that's just one less thing that you have to worry about, and that's one less thing where you have to lay judgment on yourself. You're going to be a happier person for it, right? I get a lot of guys who say, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated? And I just think that life is short, and not everybody has the same genetic potential. Not everybody has the same goals, and it doesn't matter. But to not allow yourself an opportunity to be the best you in every way imaginable is a shame. It's a shame, and it's sad. You know what I mean? And I always kind of say anti-hero fitness is more about, it's more than just getting jacked and being in shape and being alpha. It's about breeding discipline into one area of your life so that you feel more empowered to breed discipline into the rest of your life. And that's one thing that I realized at a very young age with athletics that I was able to do. If I could go and get up to the gym every day and go and play a rugby game every day, then I could spend 2 hours studying if I had to. You know what I mean? I could apply myself to learn this skill to further myself. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that motivation is fleeting. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. But what determines your success from failure is getting back up and holding that image in your mind of who you're becoming and who you want to be. Because the beautiful thing about life is that if you don't like who you are at any given moment, you can wake up the next day and change yourself into somebody totally different. And I've experienced that in my life, rebirth in a lot of different ways, and I'm constantly going through it currently, even as well. So motivation is important. How do I keep my motivation? Because it's too much of a damn shame to not allow myself to be the best version of myself and to be happy with myself and to love myself. And that conversation when I'm 70, 80, 90, 100 years old, you know what I mean? And my life is flashing before my eyes as I know that I'm about to go. I want to just be able to say to myself, you know what? You did everything you could to enjoy your life and to progress and to you know to be the best you can. I want to be able to have that conversation myself, and I want to know that I did my best, and I want to know that was the best physical me, and I want to know that I was the best mental me, and that I was always seeking improvements in all areas of my life. And I'm not talking about perfection. There's no such thing as perfection. Perfection is a fallacy. It does not exist. Just the best you, the best effort on the given day with the given circumstances, the given mental faculty that you have on that particular day. Because anything less is a shame. And life is pretty incredible, and you owe it to yourself. So, anyway, some late night thoughts. I hope you guys are doing well. I will be posting more videos this week. We'll talk to you guys soon, and figure out what pushes you. Figure out what your motivation is. And when motivation is fleeting, focus on that. Life is short. Make it special. That's all I got. I talk too much. See you guys soon. Bye.